Facebook secretly tried to buy Pegasus Spyware from NSO Group to monitor Apple users. Hi everyone, welcome to our video today. Remember, as always, subscribe, like, and don't also forget to comment down there in the comment section. Today we are going to look at this hot topic of Facebook trying to buy Pegasus software and why it wanted the app. Here we go. Pegasus. What is it exactly? It is the name of the most powerful piece of spyware ever developed and which humanity has seen ever since, at least by a private company. Unknown to you, it can turn your phone into an all-time, including 24-hour surveillance for your device after worming its way into it, which is so incredibly unbelievable. It can copy and paste the messages you send and receive from people, harvest your photos from your phone, and record your phone calls when talking to people, among other capabilities. Through your phone's camera or microphone, it can secretly film you or record your conversations with people, a real spy app. As a result, it may be possible to determine your current location, where you've been, whom you've met, and I'm so sure humanity has never seen this before, and especially it using your own gadget. A hacking software called Pegasus is being developed by the Israeli company NSO Group. It is being sold and licensed to governments around the world. Viruses with this capability can infect billions of iOS and Android-based phones around the world. When a data leak has occurred, what does it mean? It is believed that clients trading with NSO, which are mostly governments which sell surveillance software, have been selecting a lot of phone numbers since 3 years ago as being those of people who may be of interest. Time and date are also included in the data, as well as the numbers that were selected or entered into a database. It was initially only Amnesty International and Forbidden Stories who had access to the list initially. More media outlets, including the famous The Guardian, also had access at first. This project brought together more than 100 journalists over the course of several months. The forensic analysis were carried out by Amnesty's Security Lab, a technical partner of the project. Facebook confirmed this information. As said, back like 2 years ago, Facebook allegedly offered to buy the malicious software Pegasus from Israel's NSO Group in order to snoop on iOS users. Shalev Julio, the CEO of NSO Group, claimed in court documents that two Facebook representatives approached NSO in late 2017 and asked to purchase the rights to use certain capabilities of Pegasus. This is according to court documents cited in an article published in Vice on Saturday. Facebook's representatives were not interested in buying Pegasus as a hacking tool to remotely break into phones, but rather as a way to more effectively monitor the phones of users who had already installed Onavo. As part of a significant attack against WhatsApp between April and May of last year, the NSO Group, which developed surveillance tools for government agencies, was accused and alleged of developing the Pegasus Spyware tool. Through exploitation of a flaw in the platform, over 1,400 users' communications and location data were intercepted and tracked. However, documents from the lawsuit revealed that Facebook approached NSO Group in 2017 to use the same technology to more effectively monitor iOS users. In addition, Facebook had hoped to integrate this tool into the Onavo Project app, developed by Israeli security firm Onavo, which it acquired in the last 7 years. Onavo Protect, a virtual private network VPN app, widely regarded as spyware, which I think it's not real spyware, tracked the usage of all apps installed on iOS devices, which contravened Apple's privacy rules after they were revamped 2 years ago. It's all about Facebook's action. Due to discussions between the two companies, Facebook and Google Play decided to remove their respective apps from their stores. When Apple discovered that Facebook was marketing its newly developed research app, which had striking similarities to Onavo Protect, to children in early last year, it took drastic measures to remove Facebook's development license. Onavo Protect was less effective on iOS devices than it was on Android devices, which prompted Facebook to try to acquire NSO Group and try to seize Pegasus. NSO Group and Onavo's relationship was kept secret until it was revealed in court, as were Facebook's plans to use Pegasus technology to make iOS tracking much more potent. An acquisition attempt that failed. A month after a month fee would be charged per Onavo Protect user if Facebook's acquisition attempt had not failed, and that would defy, and this approach was also rejected, as NSO Group sells its technology exclusively to government agencies, security services, and law enforcement agencies. Employees of NSO Group, while addressing meanwhile, sued Facebook in November for allegedly blocking their private WhatsApp accounts, as well as the Facebook and Instagram accounts of their friends and family members. When it comes to defense, A report in Vice on Saturday citing court documents stated that it appears Facebook representatives were not interested in buying parts of Pegasus as a hacking tool to remotely break into phones, but rather as a way to more effectively monitor phones of users who had already installed Onavo. Onavo Protect, a Facebook software that was to get the functionality, was built as a VPN program. To find what other apps Facebook users were using, Onavo was primarily used. Onavo Protect, according to the court filing, is less effective on Apple devices than it is on Android. NSO CEO, according to Facebook, is misrepresenting conversations between the company and Facebook employees. Case in point. Facebook and WhatsApp filed a lawsuit in court over 6 months ago, and NSO is trying to divert attention from that. Both their spyware and a discussion with Facebook employees were misrepresented in their attempt to avoid responsibility. A spokesperson for the company has said this. In addition, the Facebook spokesperson said, "Our lawsuit describes how NSO is responsible for attacking over 100 human rights activists and journalists around the globe. NSO has insisted that it sells Pegasus only to intelligence and law enforcement agencies." Onavo Protect was removed from the App Store by the iOS and Apple last year. Bezos' phone was hacked by someone using Apple's operating system, and that was unbelievable, according to Facebook. As with the Pegasus software that broke into the phones of more than 1,000 journalists and human rights activists last year all over Europe, investigators believe that Bezos' iPhone was compromised after he received a 4.4 megabyte video file with malware via WhatsApp, and this really brought an uproar. Clegg, who is the current Facebook's Vice President of Global Affairs and Communications, told the BBC that WhatsApp was not to blame for Bezos' incident because end-to-end encryption is impenetrable. However, the NSO group has denied it was involved in Bezos' cyber attacks. What Facebook really wanted to have. This is a database that is essential to operating mobile phone and laptops networks, truth be told known as the Home Location Register. All of this information is used to route calls and text messages. It is possible to use HLR data in the early stages of a surveillance attempt to determine whether or not a phone connection can be established. As far as the consortium is aware, NSO clients have the ability to conduct HLR lookup inquiries via an interface on the new software, Pegasus system. It is unclear whether Pegasus operators must conduct HLR lookup inquiries through the Pegasus interface in order to use the software. An NSO source noted that clients may have various different reasons for conducting HLR lookups through the NSO system that are unrelated to the Pegasus system whatsoever. Impersonation. According to an investigation by Motherboard, a company based in the United Kingdom, a Facebook security lookalike domain was set up to spread the NSO Pegasus hacking tool as alleged. It is also claimed to have uncovered evidence that servers in the United States were being used to spread the spying tool, and that was the biggest allegation. The NSO hilariously described jokingly about the issue, terming it to recycled conjecture, is how the NSO describes the allegations. Once installed, the Pegasus spyware can read text messages and other data on the phone, track its location using GPS, and access the microphone and camera. Israeli firm is already embroiled in a legal battle with Facebook over the same issue, which claims it deliberately spread its software over WhatsApp without knowing it was compromising hundreds of phones, including those of journalists and human rights activists. Separately, it is accused of supplying software to the Saudi government that was allegedly used to spy on journalist Jamal Khashoggi before he was murdered. Facebook's complaint alleged that NSO operated the spyware on its own. It has asked the California court to dismiss the case in part because it says it never uses its spyware. Only sovereign governments do so, said the NSO in its defense. That's all for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Leave your comments below in the comments section, and see you on the next video.